use the quilt, and I'm still stuck with my crummy bag. So that bag on here is actually tolerable, as long as we don't get down too cold, but it's archery season, so we shouldn't. On to the rest of my gear. I ran a 3000 last year. I gave that to my wife, bought her a medium frame. This is a large frame, and I bought the 6000. I really liked that bag last year. At one point, had over 150 pounds in it, hauling it out. And the pocket that this sits in did rip out the bottom, but of course this holds everything just fine, so nothing came apart. We could still pack the whole rest of the trip. And we took a bull out 7 miles. Me and one other guy took it all out, plus our camp. One shot, deboned, of course, but it was an ordeal. We shuttled for part of it and took it all for the easy parts. So although the pack kind of failed, I had a rifle buck hunt coming up called Kuyu, and they sent me a whole new hip pouch deal. So absolutely no complaints there. They say they're rated to over 150 pounds. We were over that, and it failed. I didn't really need to tell them that, but they just sent me a new waist belt deal, no questions asked. So I really like the pack. And this thing, the 6000, only weighs 4.5 pounds empty. I run a 2-liter Camelback, because I just find using the Camelback, the water's right there. I stay hydrated better, I can hunt better. So that's what I go with there. This is not a real great setup. I like the compactness of this. I've taken a large one. Wife and I were going in for 5 days, and I take that for cooking in. Do some mountain house stuff, but I like. These are just simple, easy. So, and then I can catch, if I catch fish, I can cook them in there. If I shoot a grouse, I can boil it in there. Most of the time it's fire season, we're not allowed to have a fire, so that's what I run for there. And of course a spoon. This is just kind of my miscellaneous, but got some drugs in here, ibuprofen, Benadryl, and then actually got like some Vicodin in there in case something horrible happens, left over from the prescription. That for starting. Extra lighter, toothbrush, toothpaste. That's actually deodorant. Vaseline works, you know, if you're getting a hot spot or squeaky pack or anything like that. This is a tenacious tape and the repair kit for that. I've crammed inside there, and some Leuco tape on it. Headphones, power pack, a couple plastic bags for meat or whatever if I need. And, oh yeah, and then I got a blood clot deal. It's some bad cut. Running tent. This is that I did a review on that Kuyu Summit Refuge 3-person. I think this thing weighs, I forget what, it's like 22 ounces or less. I'm taking 4 or 5 stakes. It comes with a whole bunch, but I added some rope guidelines to this, so I can actually put this up with this and rope either to rocks if there aren't trees around, or anything you want to tie to logs, or if they like to set up in timber and put it to trees. But I brought some stakes just for easiness if I want them, for pulling the tent out. It's floorless, so I've got a piece of it's that new Tyvek. It ain't even Tyvek. It's not as good, but it's free from a construction buddy, so I got that for a floor, or I can throw that out for a drop cloth if we happen to get something. I carry one zipper game bag. This bag does separate away. You can put your load shelf in the middle. I ran it like that last year. I don't think it'll bother. That's part of the reason I went to a bigger pack, so I can fit my gear, which really don't weigh that much in there if you got all your food and depleted or left behind or whatever. And then I just like the regular game bags down inside. And the other thing that works really good is to fill them up, tie them shut, 2 of them, 1 over each side, saddlebag it, so that's right on your shoulders, right there, right beside you, instead of getting all the weight too far back or too far up. You definitely don't want it too low, that's horrible. But so I've got a couple game bags there, and that one zipper one can use either way. We always bone out everything, unless we're real close. I carry a meat saw. If I'm building a blind, if, I don't know, firewood, building stakes, if the guy needs to make a tent stake, if I want, I can leave those behind, you know, and just, you can break a limb off, use it inside there. I really like, and then this first year I'm trying these. They weigh a pound together. They're cheap off Amazon. They seem to be okay, but not great. But they were like, I don't know, $40-50 or something, fairly cheap. So I'm trying them. Last year I had all that weight coming out and downhill. I would have loved to had a pair of walking sticks, I think. So, and tent, you can set it up without them, but it's just easier with them. Or if you've got no sticks around or no way to tie out the guidelines and you got to stake it down or tie it down, you can't tie it out. That keeps your tent off you. So, pair of gloves for cold weather, camel, or if you just gather firewood, moving rocks or whatever, climbing on rocky cliff stuff, it work nice. I take 2 neck gaiters and a beanie. I don't have that here. If it's cold, I'll sleep with that on, especially as I go to that quilt. I don't like my head underneath the bag anyways, but to go to that quilt, I'll sleep with those, one around my neck, one over my head, and that beanie on the head, and you can handle pretty cold temperatures. This buddy and I use, you put it on your pack, and you're working opposite sides of the ridge, and you find something, and you hand direct him into whatever's down below him. Rain cover for the pack. This is new for me. I'm looking forward to it. Got it at the Kuyu outlet, less than half price. They're super thin. I'm not sure how well they hold up, but weighs less than a ½ pound. I don't know what it weighs. And then they just roll up absolutely tiny. There's a pair of rain pants bottoms. This is a set I had from before. I'm still running that top. I'll try and upgrade and get a new top next year, just one thing at a time. And I'm going with a pillow this year. This I'm not sure if I'll take. Glass and pad. Thought it works as a pillow or extra insulation underneath me. But that pad's so awesome, that may stay behind. Doesn't weigh much, but does take up room. For water, I've got that. I bought the quick disconnect to throw this in there. Got a Sawyer. I've got a bag. Sometimes you cannot get this bag underwater to fill it up, so I cut the top off the bag that comes with a little Sawyer, and it makes a cup. You can scoop and pour, put your Sawyer on, and just shoot her straight back in there. I don't carry the flush thing with me. Most of the water's pretty clean where we're at, but I do carry a second one. Running Crispy boots, guys. If you haven't ever tried them, I'd say they're probably worth a look. I don't have a lot of boot experience. I used to wear like logging, hiking, firefighting type boots, and they're great support, but they're heavy and they're not waterproof. These things are. This one here has developed a leak though, so slightly disappointed in that. Had it over a year. Everybody else has good reviews. Most of the guys I use get this full leather ones, which costs a little bit more, but I think that's where I'll go next year. But unbelievably comfortable. They do have a good Vibram sole. I have put the miles on these and worn them down. This is the other thing that'd be new, first year ever hunting with this, but I hate hunting with weight on my back. You know, that get up there comes in at about 25 pounds. So if I drop my pack, I got an elk bugle or whatever, I drop my pack, I can take off and I can chase an elk as far as I feel like chasing them. This setup right here. Wind checker, got some tenacious tapes in there. Luco tape, black electrical tape. One more thing before I get into that. This is my little bow repair. I got a piece of 2-way tape in case a limb saver falls off or whatever. I can put that back on. My bow is a little fast, definitely old, not very quiet. Extra battery for Rangefinder. Wax, because you just tear up your bow going through the stream. That's some fly floating stuff and some flies. That's one thing I don't have is my fly rod. Goes in a tube. I think I'm going to carry it this year. Most years I don't, but we're going in a little longer. I know there's good fish up where we go, and I'm thinking the weight of the pole, I can reduce the weight of the food, and I'll be able to wash and have a little fun. Extra broadhead, needle, and some, I don't know, heavy test monofilament line for sewing repairs. Allen wrench that fits my bow, extra nocks for sharpening my broadheads, a little bit of glue, heat it up and re-glue, repair things, extra kisser, just real basic little stuff you need. That all goes in there, and when I do it right, it doesn't rattle. So this will go on me. Like I said, I can drop the pack. Got my binos, rangefinder, A lot of people think this is extra weight, don't need it, but I use these all the time for clipping little limbs and stuff if I'm setting up calling elk. If I'm fishing, works great for hooks. It's that needle sewing, I can sew right through anything with that needle. I can shove this through and pull it through, sew up any bag I need to. And then of course I got just different screwdrivers, can opener, just different stuff that probably never used, but I got it if I need it. This is a new one for me this year too. I used this last year during deer season, rifle deer season, and it worked great. I did an arrow bowl last year. I had my Havalon, and I think I used up way too many blades, like 11 or 12 blades or something. And you'd be cutting, trying to debone, and they break off, and you're constantly changing, just a pain in the butt. These are a lot stiffer. They're sharp. I don't carry a sharpener because it's extra weight. I'd rather just have an extra blade. We get meat, we got to take it out anyway, so it's not like we're going to be up there working up 6 animals and run out of blades. And I carry plenty of extra blades anyway, so. I carry an extra bottle, which is a dirty bottle, and then an extra Sawyer, so I can fill up water and basically shoot it right in my mouth, but I could go as far as I want. Little Propel. This thing's awesome. You guys might check out one of these. They're super bright. Last a while. It takes an odd battery, so there's no carrying extra batteries. So it's my backup light. This is my primary light. It can clip on my hat, so it's like a headlamp, or I got it hands-free. It's actually got a magnet too, but that's not usually much good out there. But it's super easy, nice light, and runs off just a AA battery. And it has a recharger. If a guy was carrying a solar stuff and we wanted to recharge out there, we could do that too. Lens pen for just the binos here, but rifle season scope too. A lighter, some duct tape. I put one game bag in here. If I get out there and get an animal down and I want to bring back some meat with me or debone part of it and get it hung up, however. And then a little bit of flagging tape in case it's really in some place I've never been. I chased it to who knows where. I can flag a trail enough of a line out that when I come back I can intersect that line and follow it to my hole. So this stuff all fits in here, this and this. That stuff goes in those pockets. You know, this I don't hardly ever get into unless you got a kill or you run off and left the rest of your gear. This pretty much stays unzipped. I got it tethered. I'm not a good caller. That's my go-to, a little bit of call. Of course, mouth diaphragm goes on the top. Hunting license, chapstick, a couple extra batteries, all fits in this top thing right there. Binos go in there. Wind checker on the side also usually stays unzipped. And so that's all on me. I got my bow and I can run with that. And you probably either have to shoot a grouse or an animal to eat, but you can go a long time without food. I can hydrate and do whatever I need to do until I get back to my pack. So that's how I'm running. That comes at 25 pounds, usually about 10 pounds of food. That's 25 pounds with my 2-liter water thing full. I've got 10 pounds of food, puts me around 35 pounds. My bow will put me at 40, and this thing about 42. So that's my weight going in. I take a pair of poly probes or whatever, this silky long underwear. I'll usually just sleep in those. If it's cold weather though, I wear those. Then the pants I'm wearing, and you can put on your rain stuff if it's really cold. I take a long sleeve shirt, thin, lightweight, that I usually run the sleeves up, and then a heavier shirt. And that's all I've got, other than I'll put that rain jacket on if I have to. Next year I want to add one of them poofy jackets. Really should have it, but everything's expensive, so you add a little bit of time. That's my hunting get up and a review on that Neo Air. Like I said, everything easily fits in this pack, and I still got room for probably 50-80 pounds of meat if you need to. If you came in and shot something way back in day one and still had everything with you. So that's that. Got any questions, comment, I'll get back to you.